Mr. Wade Parrott.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Man, it's been a while, dude. It's been a while. You just like disappeared.
Yeah.
You're elusive.
Yeah, yeah. 2014 officially sucked. Really tough year for me personally, and went through a lot of stuff, but bouncing back now because that's what you got to do in life. And we got stuff going on with the band again, which is good. Like we finally got to thanks to Chris Tucker, he gave us a place that we were finally able to practice. Like the last time we played was Art Bar 6 months ago.
It was you were up. I get didn't you? You come
Maybe
here with the lowercase
time.
gods.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. I ran out to get beer in between.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That dude.
I
That was like.
I ran all the way from the station in cowboy boots and to the DCP Mart on South Main and made it back with beer for everybody before the songs got done.
Dude, like a true
right?
Lower Richland champion.
Right? Yeah. Shout out Hopkins.
Yes.
Shout out Hopkins.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lower Richland Diamonds.
Yeah. I also want to say what's up to my Georgia people. Hey, Miss Christie. Hey, all the Alpha Tier, Old Cheerlead Cats, all you guys down there. Much love, much love.
Well, what do you got? What's new with the Chupacabra, man? Well, what kind of news do you have for us?
All right.
out here?
Well, we've kind of been taking it easy and evaluating what we want to do as a band. We've been around about 6 years now. Put out 2 records. Had a couple of appearances on the Live at the Jam Room thing. TV appearances for Time Warner. That was cool. We've gotten to play with some amazing bands: Kalesa, Fight Amp, Freedom Hawk, Gypsy Hawk. We've been really blessed to have like Laser Wolf. I mean, just like all these cool bands, are nice enough to put us on. I mean, bills with them and stuff, and that's been great experience. But our drummer Jeff is getting married, and it's kind of like people have kids and they get married and they kind of start to move on with their lives in that way, and you got to kind of respect that when it's time for them to move on in life and do something different. And me, I've always been a rocker, man. I'm always gonna be a rocker. I'm never getting married. I'm never having kids. I've been in like 2 serious relationships in the past like 15 years, and like the chicks like at first they're always like really supportive. Oh yeah, do what you want to do, and then a few
Just be you. Just be you.
Yeah, a few years drag on, they're like, then eventually they're like,
You gotta stop doing stuff that I don't like now.
right, yeah, and I'm not one to bend.
It's very rare that you find a chick that's just like happy with who you are.
Well,
And
it's very rare to find a chick who can kind of do this lifestyle, and it's a lot of hard work. We're not making any money doing this. We're not doing it because we're making money or getting laid all the time or any of that stuff. Man, we're doing it because we love playing and stuff. But as far as the band goes and what we're doing now is we want to finish up this record with Jeff and kind of have the next couple run of shows, kind of, all right, buddy, let's do a couple big gigs, have a good time, and, move on with a new drummer. I'm like 80% sure we got the guy.
you want to hold off on that announcement, or?
Yeah. I'm not saying
Okay.
who it is because,
Top secret stuff, man.
Yeah, it's top secret stuff. I'll say that it's somebody from the Southeast. He's not from Columbia, and he's not really known as a drummer. He's known as really a shred guitarist, but he's an amazing jazz drummer, and I just want to make sure that musically, the integrity of the band, kind of what the sound the band had, I don't want to stray too far from it, because I feel that we've kind of developed an identity around that sound. We're not a big flashy band. We don't play all these crazy riffs. We're really like meat and potatoes, in your face, kind of like punk tinged to a certain extent,
You guys definitely put on a hell of a show. It's
Well,
always a
thank you.
treat
Yeah,
when I go to a Chupacabra show.
Right, and we want to be able to do more of that, and you know, with people in their family situations and work situations, you know, they can't necessarily do that, you know.
I mean, yeah, life happens, dude. Yeah. And
But-
shout out to Jeff, man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
dude.
he's getting hitched soon, so big shout out to JC, and big shout out to my bass player, Mr. Jason. Both, I say these guys as like my drummer and my bass player, but really they're family, they're friends. I've known these guys for years. I mean, I tried to kill Jeff like 15 years ago in Uncle Roger.
For some reason,
I'm glad I didn't kill Jeff.
For some reason, I don't think you're speaking figuratively, Wade.
No, I was really trying to kill. Yeah, that night, I'm sure people still talk about that. I got blacklisted from the hard rock music community for a long time here because, you know, I was.
Were you a social pariah?
I was rational involvement.
No way,
I'm
Parrott,
really
get
a nice
out of here.
guy. I'm a metal teddy bear, man. But we do have some big stuff coming on, and that's one of the big announcements I want to make tonight is, you know, just because you haven't seen or heard from us in about 6 months, I mean, a lot of people know there's, you know, that know me, and I mean, I know just about everybody in this town. I've been doing music in this town for 20 years with all sorts of bands, and a lot of people know me personally, and you kind of know, like, man, Wade's had a tough year, dude. And, you know, a lot of people kind of understood why I laid low for a little bit. But that, like, really, after I kind of got my head clear, that's the first thing I went to, man, is, like, music. It was, like, and it really kind of when all this stuff started happening over the past year, we've got, like, half a record written. And I'd say right now it's probably 80% written. And it's going to be a full length, and there's going to be some newer stuff, like there's going to be an acoustic track, there's going to be some more kind of in-depth instrumentals, and then there's going to be your standard, just straight up rock and roll, hard rock Chupacabra songs. So we're looking forward to kind of moving on with this new drummer. We want to put out, I'll go ahead and drop another one for you tonight. You want to hear the new album title?
What you got, man? What do we got?
Carolina Chupacabra, hopefully by the end of this year, man.
That's a long title. No.
Yeah, by the end of this year, Dying to Live.
Dying? Dude, that's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
the last album, what was the album before that? I know I got the 2 in here in the studio.
Well, our first record was called Birth of the Beast.
Birth of the Beast. That was the one. Where, this picture right here, this is, right out there behind the riverbank.
I lived at the river for a few years.
Yeah, you did, man.
Yeah. And I just took that picture one day kayaking, and you know, as they say, no filter. It just came out really awesome. And but what kind of happened is I put this project together. Really, I wrote all the songs initially, and I just called up some friends. I'm like, hey man, I need a bass player to jam on this. And you know, me and Jeff have been friends for years, and we're playing in different bands and sharing the stage. And just like I always respected his drumming, and we hung out all the time, and it just kind of made sense. We lived in the same neighborhood, and things fell together. And that first record, Birth of the Beast, is exactly what it was. It was a birth. And the second record, Living an American Nightmare, we kind of came together more as a band, songwriting-wise, and just able to just jam and play together. But I think the cool thing, which I did completely unintentionally, is like the first record is called Birth of the Beast. The second record is called Living the American Nightmare. And this last record is Dying to Live. So there's birth, living, and death.
Like a little trilogy.
Yeah,
going on there.
it's kind of weird. And you know, Chupacabra we might not be as active as we were in the past in the future. You know, you might not see us, you know, kind of. I mean, it got to a point where we were playing every other week. We would play like in town once a month and out of town once a month. Sometimes out of town twice a month. And, you know, being normal dudes who work 9 to 5s and stuff like that, man, that wears on even guys like me and niece. We don't have wives or kids or any of that stuff. And which is kind of why we're able, you know, anytime those guys call me, they're like, hey, when you want to practice? I'm like, you guys tell me when you guys can come. I'm down, you know, they know that anytime. So, but there's some big announcements there. We're going to be working in a new drummer here soon, and amicably parting ways with our longtime friend and buddy Jeff, and there's no bad blood there. It's just, you know, people have to move on and do different things in life, and he'll always be a part of the CC family. There's no doubt about that.
He'll be out there in the pit, man.
Yeah, he'll be hanging out. He'll be around, and we're just glad to be around like 6-7 years now. You see a lot of local bands come and go really quick. They stick around a year or two and that's it. But we definitely, a goal of ours is, if anything, to finish this record and play some great live shows here over the next year. And we got this one coming up April 25th.
Yes, sir. Glad, happy to be a part of that one.
Yeah.
Well,
the show's actually sponsored, Doomed and Stoned. The music chart there on the interwebs.
We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on that show next month here at the radio station.
And I believe this is like almost confirmed. Rock and Roll Pizza is going to be up and serving pizza that night as well.
Heard. Oh man, that's unprecedented on a weekend.
Yeah, on a weekend. It'd be actually probably the first weekend they do it. So, and I went the other weekend. The pizza's awesome and the vibe is cool. And my good friend Greg and his girlfriend Sandra started up this whole thing when the Wig shut down their pizza kind of deal. And
Greg, DJ Stereofly. The same. Yeah, he does. Shout out to DJ Stereofly up here every Thursday morning, 10 to noon, sponsored by the Jam Room.
Right. Yep. And actually, I was here earlier and I was looking through it and I found the Stereofly.
Yeah.
And I wrote an article in here. I was like, and then I see an old Quick Fuse sticker on the wall. Like,
yeah, man. There's a couple Chupacabra ones on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's like
I'm not relevant. I'm just old.
Man, you're on Southern Wasteland, man. You're completely irrelevant, man.
Really? Cool.
You got the Southern Wasteland bump, or I got the Quick Fuse bump.
Are we going to Rooster
Or the
Chris after this?
Chupacabra Quick Fuse bump. When is the next Quick Fuse show, by the way?
Oh man, the eternal question, right?
Yeah.
Quick Fuse had an awesome year last year.
You did.
Actually, a week ago this year, we played right before I left for LA. I left for LA Valentine's Day week, and was out in LA. Oh, by the way, shout out Freeman family. Brennan, I ain't forgot about y'all. Fish, Red, Forest Acres. All right.
All in Columbia, basically.
Yeah. But I was in LA, and we had just finished up a great Quick Fuse Chupacabra show here with Vietnamese, who we're going to play a track from here soon, I think. And I went to LA on cloud 9, man. I was just like, man, that was an awesome show. I got to perform with 2 bands. Susan Clayton, shout out to her. She did some amazing photography that night. Best live rock and roll photographer in town. Quote me on that. And I went to LA, and I'm in LA, and I get somehow networked in these phone calls. It's like, hey, do you guys want to open up for Anvil up in Spartanburg on a weekend? or whatever it was.
Dude, I kicked my ass for missing that show.
Yeah. So I was like, Quick Fuse would be perfect for that show. And I've watched that Anvil doc. Yeah, I've watched that documentary probably like 20 times.
Yeah.
And so I'm in LA, and we're going like out to eat. And I'm like getting the confirmation text, like, yeah, the Anvil show's on in Spartanburg. And I'm telling my friends, I'm like, dude, we're over. I just got done playing this rocking gig with both of my bands, right before I'm out. And now I'm out here in LA getting this rad news, and it's snowing back here. Everybody's noticed.
It was about that time last year. It was about that time.
Yeah, and it was 70 degrees. It was great. As soon as I landed at LAX and started, I saw all the Facebook pictures. I was like, ha ha ha. But yeah, and that was an amazing experience getting to open for Anvil. And they Rob and Whip sat and watched us. Like, we went on first. And, like, there was, like, 200 kids there. I mean, there was a lot of kids there. I don't know. It was packed. And
yeah.
It was very surreal. The kids asking us for autographs and take pictures. It's like, I never really had kind of stuff like that happen before. It was, like, really weird. So we're in this, like, backstage VIP kind of, like, smoking outdoor area outside the club. And, Lips comes over to me, and all the Quick Fuse guys was kind of standing behind me, and we were all hanging out. And I've been drinking a good bit by this point. We had a great show that played amazing. And Lips came over to me, and it was probably getting close to time for their set. The roadie was just kind of, getting their gear wrangled up on the stage, and supporting act was getting done. And Lips comes over to me, and it was almost like a Wayne's World moment where you kind of like on roller skates, and he just rolled up to me, and he just had this smile on his face and looked dead at me in his eyes and put his hand out and shook my hand and said, you know, you guys were my favorite act of the night. He said, your stage presence was amazing, and he just looked at me. He said, don't quit. He said it like 10 times, I swear. He's like, don't quit doing what you're doing. Don't quit doing what you're doing. And dude, I teared up, man, because I've seen what this guy, I did, man. I mean, I've seen what this guy had been through. You know what I mean? This guy's been doing this for 30 years and basically got shafted and thrown away by the record industry. And just the fact that those guys can overcome, and here they are in 2013 and 14. Well, in 2008 with an award-winning, you know,
they've got
film,
that,
and you know, then they're putting out records and actually making money and getting on that metal show and getting these amazing Japanese tours and all. You know, that, and just hearing somebody like that and seeing what they went through, like, look at me and say, don't quit doing what you're doing, man. That was one of the coolest freaking moments. I've had a lot of cool moments in rock and roll, and that was one of them. That was like awesome.
Well, we also, speaking of one of the bands, you guys actually play with Be at the Means. And,
good bit. Throughout the Southeast.
Yeah. You did a couple shows here in Columbia, and you've done others outside of Columbia.
Yeah, we had more set up with them, but it just didn't work out, you know.
Right.
But great guys out of Alabama. Probably one of the best. Can I say the D word?
Damn?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you say damn? Can we say damn on the air?
One of the best damn live bands in the Southeast right now, hands down. I mean, if you guys get a chance, go see them. I mean, if you're into metal, if you're into rock and roll, I don't care if you listen to like Brad Paisley or whatever. Go see these guys, and you'll be kicking yourself later, because pop country should be illegal.
Well, Mr. Parrott, we got here. We got ourselves a little music cocktail.
Okay, yeah, let's
with
do
some
it.
With some Be at the Means, with some Carolina Chupacabra, maybe some Abacus, and maybe some Gruiser, and maybe while these songs are playing, me and you can put our heads together. Maybe we can play some more songs for the listeners out there in Radio Land.
Sounds awesome.
And for out there in Lower Richland, Leesburg,
262, baby,
262, 378, Hopkins, Eastover, Ganson. Even y'all, we don't forget about you guys.
The real Tri-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Be at the Means with Doomsday. The System Fails. You're listening to Southern Wasteland with special guest Parrott from Carolina Chupacabra.
Ooh.
We'll be back.